my way to paradise. Take advantage of the moment, you don't live it twice. Sticking to my dream like a parasite, expanding my vision to a different height, hoping that my heart and mind unite. Sleepless nights, listening to my mind, trying to get it right. Fighting temptations, losing my appetite, trying to regain my sight. Moving from the past, living in the moment, taking it step by step, constantly growing. Hate when people talk without even knowing themselves. Being prejudiced is what they show, and take the first step and be yourself. Don't be like everyone else.
This is Joaquin. He's a senior at Wilcox High School in Arizona and has a girlfriend named Victoria. Joaquin writes and records his own music and posts it to his SoundCloud account. In fact, all of the music you'll hear in this documentary was created by him. Joaquin is the fourth of 5 children and lives close to several of his nieces, who adore him. He is an easygoing, intelligent, well-spoken young man who looks forward to having a real job and making his way in the world.
I'm on my way. I feel it getting closer. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
There's just one problem. Joaquin is a lifelong criminal and a man without a country, an illegal immigrant.
Well, my mother was a U.S. resident from what she's told me, and she was working on to getting her citizenship. So when my mother got pregnant, her mother was passing away, and she passed away in Mexico, and my mother lived here in Arizona in Wilcox, and she went over there to go just visit her for a funeral, and she just got stuck in Mexico just with her sorrow and stuff. And I ended up being born over there, and that's how I was the only person in my family to be born over there. So it was in my 7th grade year. I got this news from my dad and my mom that they're gonna file papers for me, and they did so. And we got the meeting set up and everything in Chihuahua, Ciudad Juarez. And we made it to Juarez, Chihuahua, and everything was as scheduled. And I got to my meeting, and they told me to my face and in my dad's face that I was a U.S. citizen, and I only had to wait 2 weeks in Mexico to just receive the papers to where I could return to the United States again. And as we were gonna cross, we stepped into the station, and we gave them the papers, thinking that they were like my papers to cross. And they just came back and they're like, sorry, these aren't like your papers to cross. Like, it says here that there's like errors and stuff. Like, I'm not specifically sure what it was. My mom has a sibling in Montezuma, Sonora. There's her brother. That's how I ended up in Mexico for a year. I ended up leaving AP to go to my hometown. So with me being in Mexico by myself, barely knowing any Spanish, you kind of get some anxiety and some self-esteem problems going on, maybe some depression like building up, And so I just felt alone. One night, I just got a call, and I was talking to my sister, and it just made me miss him a lot. So I just decided that night that I was gonna get on a bus 2 days from that day, ride all the way to AP and just walk. I came back to the United States walking, just walked. They thought I was white, just walked through. I'm serious, dude. Like, this does the job, dude. Like, I am set for life. And I got to a payphone and I was able to dial them up. And so they made plans to come pick me up.
Joaquin's father was a naturalized citizen. Several years after Joaquin was born, his mother gained her citizenship. Then his parents separated and his father remarried. And shortly thereafter, when Joaquin was in high school, his mother went to prison.
Since my mother was incarcerated, I fell into a depression. And my dad, he passed away from cancer. So it was just 2 things at the wrong time. And I was a very depressed kid at that time. I was very antisocial, and I just wanted to be by myself and just be negative, because that's all I felt. So one day, man, I don't know what happened, but I just decided to write some poetry. It wasn't even rhyming or nothing. I was just expressing how I felt. And I liked the feeling that it gave me, kind of control over my feelings and how I could say them. and I just fell in love with the way, how simply you could just express yourself. Thanks to several artists like Kid Cudi, Logic, and real artists, like they helped me kind of put my life in a, reframe my life to a point where I could look at the positive things of my life and just ignore the negatives. So music really helped me like channel where I was in that part of my life to become something not depressed, if that makes sense. So I made this song called I Know, and it's basically saying like I know we all have like our pains and stuff, but like we're still like alive, you know. Like it's a sad song, but my intention for making that song was kind of giving that people like the liberation to like express themselves as a child.
I know you're hurting inside like a little boy. You just wanna cry. I know you're hurting inside like a little girl. You just wanna cry. Why you still alive? But I would've thought you died. You don't even try, you just get in your disguise. Hide behind a cloud just to numb it all out. Pain is all gone, so is your smile. You just wanna grow. You just wanna grow. You just wanna grow.
I have this song called Told Me, which was a very personal song about like how I feel like around my siblings or people who care about me. Kind of just like coming to the realization that like you're showing me that like you don't want to be here, but like I don't know why like things are the way they are. Like, but it's a very emotional song to me. Like it is probably one of my favorites because it's probably one of the best songs I've wrote lyrically, I'd say.
Told me you didn't care. Finally found out why you weren't there. You weren't there. You straight up told me, never in my life have I felt this lonely. Smile on my face, dying on the low key, losing hope slowly. This is why I am who I am, don't provoke me, can't control me. Feeling lonely on a daily, medication in my system to persuade me that it's okay. It might be bad today, tomorrow's another day. You can make it, fake it, put a smile on your face. Sensitive of what's around me, emotions hard to replace. Wanna live in a reality where I make no mistakes. Try my best, do what it takes. Love you all so much. Told me you didn't care. Finally found out why you weren't there. You weren't there.
Well, so we were still living together when my mom got incarcerated. And after that, we decided to move to Tucson for more job opportunities, or more opportunities. Like at that point, like everything was just like negative energy. Like anything that I'd put out there was just negative. And so I guess people around me were getting tired of it, and it came to the point where I got kicked out of my house. Well, it wasn't my house, but I got kicked out. And I was homeless 2 days in Tucson until I got a ride here to Wilcox, to where I live now. Check that out. When I got to Wilcox, I came to my father's house. His daughter, my half-sister, is living there. And so when I came to my dad's house, it was like 2 in the morning. And I just walked in there and I just explained to her what was going on. And she gave me a place to stay. And so for like a month, I was living with her and going to school. But after a month, she wanted to leave, so she got her own place. And I was fortunate enough to not pay rent because my dad owned it. So I decided to stay here. I decided to invest in myself by paying my bills and giving myself a secure place to sleep at night. I started living on my own, and it's been a challenge. It's not easy. I could see why people say they want to be kids again. I totally agree. So like me not having a social security number, it kind of just like puts dents in myself. I can't even get like a driver's license. I can't get a job. I can't put into my retirement funds. I can't get no bank account. Like it's pretty it's pretty weird, actually, how I'm surviving.
Due in part to his time spent in Mexico and disruption from moving back and forth between Wilcox and Tucson, Joaquin is a year behind in school. But he just has to finish up a couple of classes, and he can graduate in May of 2018, just a few months away. Currently, Joaquin has a part-time job where he gets paid cash under the table for loading a delivery truck at 2 a.m. To protect his employer, we can't tell you more. He spends the rest of his time looking for odd jobs, hanging out with Victoria, or writing his music. Through his high school, Joaquin has been able to come in contact with a lawyer who works at no charge to help resolve issues like this. She has helped him reapply for citizenship.
This is a program that helps people like me who are non-citizens and who have been living here most of their lives get their citizenship, because I'm not saying that I deserve it, but I mean, I've been here all my life to the point where I didn't know any Spanish. So I'm filing for my paperwork, and that's like a year through 5-year process.
Joaquin is in a tough situation, yet he remains optimistic. You will see little emotion in his face as he describes heart-wrenching tragedies that would leave most of us incapacitated. And yet, you can hear the emotion in his music.
So I made this song called On My Way, which is more like, it literally means like I'm on my way to like something better. It's something like I felt like since I was like struggling with like drug addiction and stuff like that, like music kind of helped me focus on like what's important at that moment. So I really felt like music was like my only vehicle out of that place. So when I made this song On My Way, it was kind of just like me saying like, I'm out of here, but like I want you to remember this.
Joaquin is available for odd jobs, yard work, and ideally music writing, to be paid in cash only. You can find him working on his music at Studio 128 in Wilcox. You can listen to his music on SoundCloud listed under JkwxxN.
And this young model right here, my future wife, she's gonna be my future wife. We're gonna have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. One girl's name's gonna be, what's that girl's name?
I didn't even know.
We haven't gotten that far yet, man, but it's definitely a plan.
On my way to paradise, take advantage of the moment, you don't live it twice. Sticking to my dream like a parasite, expanding my vision to a different height, hoping that my heart and mind unite. Sleepless nights, listening to my mind, trying to get it right, fighting temptations, losing my appetite, trying to regain my sight, moving from the past, living in the moment, taking it step by step, constantly growing. Hate when people talk without even knowing themselves, being prejudiced is what they show, and take the first step and be yourself, don't be like everyone else. I'm on my way, I feel it getting closer, I'm on my way. Sometimes I'm going nowhere, I'm on my way. I feel it getting closer, I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
On Fridays, they call me Freddy, and on Mondays, they call me Wendy.